Hey guys, this is Mashi from MashiTuts. Welcome to today's tutorial about the Google Chrome extension of EZOIC. We will have a look together how you can set up the placeholders with the Google Chrome extension by EZOIC, which is actually a nice little tool to make sure that your ads are properly set up on your website. And you do have to do that with the Chrome extension. I mean, there is no automatic setup that you can use the ads straight out of the box. You do have to do some work, and I think doing that with the Chrome extension is one of the easier ways to do it. So first of all, if you haven't downloaded it yet, that's the first thing you will need to do. So just open Google Chrome. I already have that open here on my computer, and go to Window Extensions, and there you can just type in EZOIC Ad Tester. That's how it's called. I have already installed it, that's why it's already appearing here. If not, you can install it from here, and then you're ready to go. Today we will use my website linguaholic.com, and I will explain how I did the setup for this website. First of all, you will need to log into your EZOIC account to use the Chrome extension. You can do that here on the right side. Go to those 3 points here, and there you will find your extensions. I have like a Facebook extension, Grammarly extension, and this one is the sign of EZOIC, the symbol of EZOIC. So press on that one, and there you can log in. I'm already logged in, so yeah. Here you will have the login mask, just your regular email address and the password that you normally use when you log into your EZOIC dashboard. After you've done that, you are basically ready to go, and here you have several options to create your placeholder setup, and also to view it, like how it will be displayed. Let's first have a look at my website here. Here you can see that I already have some placeholders in place. This one here, for example, in red. This is another placeholder. There's one. Here's one. There are a lot of placeholders all over the website, which is great. I even have like some sticky ad units here. So when I scroll down, this one will follow the content, which is an amazing way to earn more money, basically, and is widely used by a lot of the big websites use this nowadays. So this is the view when the placeholders are expanded. There's also another view. You can just click on only show indicators here, and that will only show you the placeholders like this in a smaller form, which is nice, because if you visit your own website, you don't always want to see those huge placeholders. That can be a little bit annoying. Of course, what you can always do is just log out of your account, or you can also just switch to the incognito mode, for example, and there, of course, you will see the actual ads instead of the placeholders. And if you're logged in, you won't see you won't see anything at all. So you won't see the placeholders, and you also won't see the ads, obviously. So that's another way to make sure that you're not distracted by those things if you just want to see your website. So one thing to keep in mind is that if you want to work on your placeholders here, you need to be logged into EZOIC, but on the other hand, you shouldn't be logged into your website on WordPress, for instance. And then you're not gonna see, you're not gonna be able to adjust your placeholders. Maybe with other software it's different, but for WordPress websites, that's just how it is. Okay, so now if you want to create like new placeholders or change existing placeholders, first let's have a look at new placeholders, because that's probably why you're here. all you need to do is you will go to create here, and the placeholder size for the moment we will just choose automatically detect. Then you click on select location. Sometimes the extension is a little bit slow, so it will need some time. Okay, now we're all set. And now on your website, when you're just using the mouse and browse through your website, the system will automatically like suggest possible placeholders where you could put ads. So let's say you would like to put another ad here on top of the screen. So what you can do is, while it's showing this this blue placeholder here, just click with the left side of your mouse, and now you're gonna see like where exactly the system suggests to excuse me, to create that placeholder. And then just click on insert here, and then you will have the option to choose what kind of placeholder this is. This is quite important, that here you will need to make sure that you're using the right setup. I mean, you have to choose now this is a placeholder on top of the screen, so here you need to choose top of page. This is actually quite important because there's a certain structure how all of this works, and if you mess this up, this can potentially cause some problems, or it could maybe lower your earnings, because, for example, one thing is that EZOIC usually just displays one of each type. So yeah, there's a few restrictions that come with this. If you have like 3 top of page placeholders, you can do that, but you need to know that only one of those 3 will show. So this one would obviously be a top of page, so that's what I would choose. Then you can choose on what devices this placeholder will actually be active once the placeholder is all set up. Here I strongly advise you to only choose one of those 3 different devices. So either just choose desktop, tablet, or mobile. Why? Because usually one placeholder is just simply not flexible enough to meet all the requirements that are needed for this special device. So it's much better, and you have much more flexibility if you actually set up 3 different ads for each different device. Well, it will take more time, but it will definitely pay out, because if you're just setting up some placeholder, then always choose desktop, tablet, and mobile. You will definitely find out later on when you check your website that there are lots of problems, like overlapping ads, or ads that are too big, or it's just not very customer friendly. If you choose all 3 of them, you will definitely run into lots of problems. So please just choose desktop for instance, and just adjust that. Here on the left side, you will have different options for your placeholder. You can essentially go through all these formats here and always choose if you would like to, if that format should be activated for that placeholder or not. So for a desktop placeholder, of course, the leader ad is very nice, so that should be ticked. Then here the smaller formats, well, for this location here, you probably don't want a smaller version activated, but still, usually it's like this. It's better if you choose all the possible formats, because the EZOIC system is based on AI, and it will potentially find like the best variations of displaying those ads. So the more options the AI will have, the better it will be. So it can find out the best combination of ads on your website and will potentially increase your earnings week per week, and the month over month. It will get better because it will find more profitable combinations of ads. So yeah, choose all the formats that you would like to have here. And yeah, you can see what I have. Yeah, what is ticked here at the moment. Some very big ads, billboard ads, large leader. These kind of ads are nice for on top of the screen because they will really fill like most of the blank space, and are gonna be very visible in a prime spot. And this is like one of the best spots on the whole website. So here you need to make sure that you have a nice big ad showing up. This can this kind of ad can earn you a lot of money. And some other options you will have here once you know which formats you would like to choose. You can tell EZOIC that you would only like to have this specific ad on only one site. Maybe there's an ad you only want on your homepage, or maybe just in a certain category. So here you will have the option to put that to single page only, and then you can type in the directory, just a URL directory here, and this will restrict the ad from showing on other sites of your website. That is pretty handy. I use this all the time. And it's very easy to set up. If you don't do that, so if you keep it on automatically detect similar pages, what is going to happen is that placeholder will not only show for the URL that you're on at the moment, because when we chose that placeholder, we were on linguaholic.com/linguablog, but also the ad will also display on similar spots throughout the whole website. So let's say, for example, just quickly have to deactivate that for a moment, because if not, I can't browse through my website. So here you can just go to view deactivate. So now we are not in edit mode anymore. And here you actually see the ads. I have a nice little sticky ad here, horizontal sticky ad, which all the people who come to my website hate, of course, but this is just really one of the best ads you can have to generate some money. And as a publisher, we need money. I mean, yeah, every website needs to make some money with ads because we invest a lot as well, right? So there's that. And yeah, so the placeholder you have seen before here could not only show up on LinguaBlog, but it could potentially show up on all of these similar kind of websites. Like if I go into the German section, yeah, you see now, like now we have this big banner ad. What you need to know is, like, as I said before, the EZOIC system is based on AI, so it's actually, for you, it probably seems like it's random, so you don't really know if the ad will show up or not, because the system is constantly trying to improve itself, and will show different ads to different visitors. So maybe now this ad will show up, and if I go to Spanish, it won't show up, but that doesn't mean that the placeholder is not also set up here. So yeah, in the background, that placeholder will show in all the similar spots for my whole blog, unless I will choose to restrict it to certain sub pages, as we have seen before. That's what you can do. Okay, let me just reactivate the edit mode. Then my ads should actually go away again. There we go. And now I have I can see just those little placeholders here. If I want to make that big again, I can go to here, sorry, to view and expand placeholders, and I will see the full format of the ads. Another thing you can do is you can click on those on that little symbol here next to the ad name, and there you can see all the activated formats for your ad. So here I can also double check how the other formats are going to look like. That's pretty handy, and you can quickly see which ad formats are activated. So maybe you would also have would like to have a smaller format, and you see here it doesn't show in that list, so you can just go to edit and you will be able to add that placeholder here as well. So that's how my setup looks like on the desktop. I think this setup is pretty solid. Like, I spent like 50, maybe 100 hours to set that up. So if you don't have a lot of experience in your setup, you can choose something a little bit similar. Like this ad here is a good earner for sure. The first one in the sidebar is pretty important and good earning. Those leaderboard ads here are doing pretty well between posts. And one of the best earning ads is the horizontal sticky ad here. That you can't see as a placeholder because this is something that comes straight out the box from EZOIC. You can activate that from within the EZOIC dashboard, so you won't see that specific ad as a placeholder. So don't worry about that. Just go to your dashboard and you will be able to activate it there from the ad tester app. So there's that for desktop. And one extremely important thing is that you will also set this up for tablet and also for mobile. So how are you doing that? You might ask yourself. So what you need to do is in the Google browser. This is pretty easy. You can just do a right click and then you will go to inspect. And now here you can actually choose the different devices, like the iPhone, like the most popular devices, like the mobile device, iPhone 5, iPhone 6, 7, 8, and so on. So yeah, most of the people have iPhones, so you will definitely want to make sure that the placeholders look good on when people are using an iPhone to browse to your site. So let's say iPhone 6, 7, 8. Click on that, refresh the page because sometimes the ads will still show out of place, or the placeholders. And now you will be able to see all your placeholders as they will show when somebody's using a mobile device. And here as well, you can set up new placeholders. Just click with the mouse where you would like to set up an ad, and you will see that gray box appearing that will show you where it's gonna insert an ad. With those buttons here, you can further specify where exactly the ad will be inserted. You can go up one layer or go down one layer. And sometimes this can be useful because sometimes you have one position in mind, but when you click with the mouse, it doesn't jump exactly where you want. So you can navigate with those arrows here, and also with those two here, and hope that it will jump to the place where you really would like to insert a specific ad. The rest is the same basically. So if you go to insert here, you will have to choose the page position. Yeah, that's pretty straightforward. Before we've seen like a top of the page ad, and then you will have some content. On the first paragraph will be under the first paragraph of the text, and so on and so forth. You have in content ads, and then at the end of your article, you will be able to place you should place the bottom of page ad, and so on and so forth. That's pretty straightforward. Sidebar ads here. The rest of the settings are basically the same. One point we didn't see before is actually this one here. If you click on that, one thing you can do is, excuse me, you can set some margins. That's pretty nice feature as well. Let's say like this ad placeholder that I have here, maybe I would like to move that a little bit up or a little bit down. Here you can see that there is a very small space between that white and between the ad, the white and the gray area. So maybe I would like to move that a little bit up so that there is a little bit more white space remaining here after the ad for whatever reason. So you can do that. To do so, just go inside of the ad, edit, and then here in margin, you can type in, well, in this case, I would have to choose bottom margin if I would like to increase the white space below the ad. And then instead of 10px, I would maybe just choose something like 25px, and this is gonna move the ad a little bit up here, so there will be more white space available still here. I use that quite often as well, but often it's also not necessary, because another thing you can do is what you should normally do on mobile device. You should just choose alignment and then centered. So what this will do is it will just make sure that this ad here will show in the middle of the screen instead of left aligned or right aligned. In some cases, this can provoke some problems. Sometimes when you center an ad, I don't know if that's a bug or something like that. Sometimes, for example, if you have a bottom ad and you will set that to centered, it will just look like it's gonna disappear. So your placeholder sound is just not there anymore. But what happens then is that maybe you will find it here on top, like over another ad. Like, yeah, there's some messed up things that can happen with that feature, but usually it works just fine, and it makes sense to have those, especially those bigger ads. It's nice to have them centered on mobile screens. Another thing to make sure is you should always double check for all these kind of formats if really everything is showing properly. Often I had the problem that when the ad looked fine here and centered for iPhone 6, 7, and 8, and then I chose iPhone 5, refreshed the page, and I actually found that the ad was like too big. For the iPhone 5 screen, which is horrible. Like if you have like ads that are too big or not showing like centered anymore for some reason, and they will just maybe be cut on the side, and that's absolutely horrible. Of course, like nobody's ever gonna click an ad that is not showing properly on the screen. So you definitely need to make sure that this is not gonna happen. So please go through all of these different go through all these different devices and make sure that they all show nice. To double check, as I said already, you can just simply go to the incognito mode and open your website there. And oh yeah, I should go to the blog, my website. And here, yeah, you will see all the ads that you placed in the placeholders. But not only for the desktop, but also if you go to inspect again, you will also see the ads here for mobile screens, which is very, very helpful. Yeah, here for example, so that here, so that works very well too. So you should definitely double check that always. Yeah, that's it mostly for the EZOIC Google Chrome extension. To be honest, like, it is pretty straightforward, but to really get a nice setup, you can spend hours and hours. Of course, it also depends on your WordPress template, or if you're not on WordPress, depends on your website layout in general. And some templates are much more suitable for ads than others, of course. So, but there can be lots and lots of problems, and you always need to make sure to double check all the ads, because if you have ads that are showing out of place, you're also in danger of a Google policy violation. And yeah, that's definitely not something you would like to we would want to have, because maybe they're going to block your account if you show ads in places where you're not allowed to, or if you have ads very close to navigation elements, that could potentially be a problem as well. So yeah, it's very important to have a good setup here. One thing I wanted to show you as well is, like, if you're logging into your EZOIC dashboard, well, just you probably know how to do that anyway, but if you type on Google EZOIC dashboard or just EZOIC, go to the official website, go to login on the right side, log in with your credentials. I'm not going to do that because I already have that open here on the other side. And here, if you, of course, all the ads that you created in your create in your Google Chrome extension, they will also be stored here in your account. So you will be able to find them by choosing here your website. If you only have one, this will be very easy. I have like several websites running on EZOIC, so make sure if you have several that the right one is selected here. Then go to the App Store, choose the Ad Tester app. And this is the place where you will have all the ads all the placeholders that are set up for your website. And you will have some useful information. You can see the position type, you can see if it's activated only for tablet or only for desktop or for all the three. And you can also change a few things from here directly. So that's a very nice setup. And as I mentioned in the beginning of that video, the horizontal ad here that I have on my website is called an anchor ad, or so-called a sticky ad. So this is built in the system. So all you need to do is like make sure that this is switched on here, and you can switch it on for desktop and mobile. Actually, it doesn't work for tablets, so it is listed here, but you cannot really click on it. Nothing is going to happen, so you don't need to worry about that. It's just how it is. So you can only use that on desktop and mobile for the moment. But I would definitely recommend you to use them. I mean, they don't look very nice. Like, for maybe some people that visit your website, they won't like that, but those are really like the best earning ads for many people. So you will lose a lot of income if you decide not to use those ads. And what else can I say? Yeah, there are many different kind of types of ads. Here you have the normal display ad placeholders, like the ones we went through together. There are also native um, ads that you can set up. I also have some on my website. Let me see if I can find them. I have to go to the incognito mode again for a second. Okay, here we go. The horizontal ad is gonna pop up soon again. The sticky ad here, really nice. By the way, I also have a nice little tutorial about how you can do these sticky ads, so check my channel if you're interested in that. You don't need to be able to code to do that. There's an amazing plugin that you can use in WordPress if you're on WordPress to set that up real quick in a few minutes. Works perfectly. Wow, that's a funny ad. Maybe I should enter one of my posts here. Like for the moment, I couldn't see a native ad. Just normal ads here, the nice top banner ad. Yeah, those native units, they usually show in the end of the post. You can have some ads that will almost look like related posts, you know, and then they will have like some news kind of ads. You probably know what I mean, but I'm still trying to find one. So yeah, you see one potential problem is that as EZOIC is showing different ads for different people, like sometimes it's hard to actually double check how your ad is gonna look like because yeah, maybe the system decides that you don't like this kind of ad, so it's not gonna show you to you. So sometimes it's hard to know what other people will see and where exactly it's gonna show up. So yeah, it seems I'm unlucky. I can't find the native ads, but it's not a big deal. Like the setup, how you'll actually need to set up those ads is the same. You can just use a placeholder, and instead of, yeah, I can quickly show you how you could set it up at least. Still in the incognito mode. Oh, here we are. So here we are still in the edit mode. So let's say on the bottom of the page here you would like to have to go down. Here, if you would like to have a native ad here, no, you can't set up the native ads from here directly. I'm sorry. First of all, what you need to do is you have to go here to EZOIC again. And the placeholder size, here you will actually have to select native ads or link units. I don't know why they still have link units here in the setup. They don't work at all. Like I haven't seen any EZOIC link units. I think it's a feature that they stopped a long time ago. So if you want to have this kind of link ads, which can work very well for some websites, you will have to do that directly through Google AdSense, which you can do even together with EZOIC. They allow that actually, which is really nice. So you can use EZOIC powered ads and also use Google AdSense at the same time, which is cool because other ad networks, well, EZOIC doesn't call itself an ad network, but it's pretty similar, so I will still call it an ad network. If you're, for example, on MediaWine, which is a very good ad network that a lot of people are using and generate a very nice income from. You will not be able to use Google AdSense at the same time, because you will have to sign an exclusive contract, and you will only be able to serve Mediavine ads for the time period of the contract. That's also something very important to keep in mind. So just quickly here, the native ads, if that's what you want to set up, just click on it here, and then later you will be able to use those placeholders for native ads instead of regular ads that we've seen before. I think that's about it. It's really the process of that is really you have to set up a couple of those placeholders and then see for yourself if it works out or not, and double check how it looks on your website in incognito mode, or you can also use the guest mode here, the guest window, to check how the ads will actually look like. And you will often find ads that will show out of place, so you have to go back to the placeholder setting, change the formats accordingly, and just hope that it will work as desired. But it's not easy to do, but spend some time to find the best settings, because this will make a huge difference in income. If you have a very neat setup, this will drastically increase your profits for sure. So that's something to keep in mind. Yeah, that was a very long tutorial and a little bit chaotic. I'm sorry, but I think there's still plenty of useful information in it, and I spent around 50 to 100 hours to make this setup as good as possible. So I have some experience in that, and I hope you can benefit from that as well. And if you do have some questions, just let me know, post a comment, and if I know the answer to your question, I will be glad to help. So that's it for the Google Chrome extension of EZOIC. I hope you enjoyed the video. So subscribe if you liked it, and have a great day. Bye bye.